When events like the Luigi Mangione case happen, online operators come out in droves to convince anyone paying attention that things aren't the way they seem. They come out of the woodwork to tell everyone that video evidence may or may not look like the person who was apprehended. They tell you that colors can change. And as of now, going so far as to say that a black object can look white and a white object can look black on a video. And when someone doesn't give in to their pestering, they will resort to attacking the person's character. And then they'll cry that you initiated the attack first. Basically, crying out in pain as they strike you, right? That's the tactic. And they all follow a particular script. But coincidentally, this is the only time that video anomalies like this happen. This case with Luigi Mangione and like the case with Audrey Hale, for example. In fact, any case where the video or the photographic evidence is called into question, an army of shills and operators will begin crying about how video and photographic evidence can change the appearance or the color of an object or a person. They are doing this. If any of this were actually true, the police would be unable to use video evidence for anything. It would be inadmissible in court. The police couldn't say the suspect was seen on video wearing red shoes because, for all we know, those shoes are white and the video camera just happened to change them to red. A dark-complected person could actually be ginger pink in reality. A white person could actually be a dark person, and any key features that may show up in the footage could simply be, quote-unquote, an anomaly. A black backpack could suddenly turn gray. Missing features from a backpack could be nothing. Or a complete restyling of a backpack may be the camera's fault, right? There are two cases now that deal with this camera restyling of a backpack, Boston and Luigi Mangione. Video or photographic evidence could not be trusted if any of this were the case in reality. And oddly, you don't hear people in real life coming up and saying these things. They just don't do it. These camera theorists only show up online, and they just happen to find these types of videos within 10 minutes of them being posted. That's how it always happens, right? This doesn't happen during business as usual events. It only happens when the people are questioning evidence that is being presented to them. This is the only time these video and photographic anomalies seem to happen. What are the odds, right? So remember all this. The next time someone with white skin is caught on video committing a crime, remind them that the camera can change someone's skin tone. Remind them that their skin tone could actually be olive or very dark. The next time someone has red or yellow shoes on, remind them that the camera can turn white shoes red or yellow. The next time someone is wearing a detailed backpack, remind the people who put this information out that these details could simply be an anomaly created by the camera. The next time someone mentions distinctive eyebrows, remind them that these eyebrows could be a manifestation of the camera. This is what they say. Or the lack of eyebrows could also be a simple manifestation of the camera. Remind them. These sudden instances where video or photographic evidence becomes unreliable or quirky only happens in cases where people outside the narrative are questioning what they are seeing. It's the only time it happens. So you need to ask the question, why does the system need an army of shills, operators, and computerized large language models to help them support their narrative and attack other people? Why is it so important to them? Who is funding it? Why do these shadow people find it so important to monitor these events and attempt to control them? Why is the idea of people having different perspectives so scary to them? If they are fighting this hard for control of a simple shooting case, what else are they controlling? How many people are being employed by these agencies and contractors to do this work online every single day? Are we paying for it with our tax dollars? Why do certain groups of people openly state that they need control of websites like Wikipedia and other information? Why are these same people out on social media carrying out these same operations? Is there a subject out there that isn't infested with these people casting doubt on reason? And at what other point in history did a simple opinion or observation whip up so much anger by so many unknown and anonymous forces? Back in Einstein's day, there was a lot of talk outside the mainstream narrative circles. Science really didn't buy into Einstein. They called him a plagiarist, a fraud, and in retaliation, there was something called the Einstein Terror. Anyone who came out and spoke negatively towards their propped up genius would have their lives systematically destroyed by an unseen group of people. What we are witnessing today is no different than the Einstein Terror. And the more you research it, the more you will realize that these people have been here since the internet fell into the public's hands way back in the day. The term gatekeeping has been made negative in recent years. What would happen to an organization like a motorcycle club if everyone was allowed to walk in and say or do whatever they wanted? Look what happens to any organization or even online forum if people are not called out. An agent or a Fed will walk in and start promoting violence, or they'll start subverting every single subject that veers out of the lanes of mediocrity. These agitators and subverters have completely infested places like 4chan and other websites and all of social media, and it's a known fact. So gatekeep reality. That's what we need gatekeepers for. Call these people out whenever you see this behavior. Cameras only perform these anomalies when they need them to. You are being gaslit, and you should stomp out that fire whenever you see it. With all that said, they are coming to people's comments who are questioning this and telling them to grow up and shit like that, I swear to God. But, you know, here, the guy is clearly olive complected. And this guy is very, very pink. The shooter. So, you know, and you have to realize the shooter photos are completely different than the hostile photos. They were just saying that was the shooter, but it didn't look like him at all. And here, let's take a look at Luigi's unibrow. It's very close. His eyebrows are close together. And this guy, it's not even close. If we look at them, the unibrow is so close. It's touching. And that's just not the case here. And here, there's nothing there. So, you know, if this were reality, the cops would say, okay, that's not the same guy. He appears to have a unibrow. This is the guy we're looking for. It's weird. There are questions. I have questions. It's not just this. It's a body of evidence. The backpack. He's claiming it was planted. There's all kinds of shit going on with this. Everything that I'm seeing is parallel construction. So only a moron wouldn't question this. If this was your kid, if this was your spouse, if this was somebody you know, you wouldn't question this? You'd go, oh, yeah, that's him because the cop said so, right? Come on, man. And then he writes some letter that he's apparently carrying on him, written out to the feds. It literally says to the feds. I mean, there's all kinds of craziness. It's as nutty as the Audrey Hale manifesto, which was absolutely not written by anyone named Audrey Hale. And there is clear and obvious parallel construction, even with them saying that he's a Ted Kaczynski fan. Just because you read something by Ted Kaczynski does not make you a Ted Kaczynski fan. If that were true, then no one would be able to do anything outside the confines of their own mindset. You couldn't read other opinions, or else the cops would come along and say that you agree with them. That's insanity. This is insanity, what is going on. And what did he mean when he said that this was completely unjust and an insult to the intelligence of the American people?
And completely unjust and an insult to the intelligence of the American people.
So, you know, there's something going on here, and they have their moles and their shills out there controlling the narrative, pounding the internet pavement right now, 24/7. Why? Why are they doing that? You know, those attacking people out there for even questioning it can fuck off. It's insanity. So here's a homework assignment. Go through all your photos on your camera. Go through your footage on your home security cameras. Take any average video with your camera or photograph your surroundings. You will not see green turning into white, red turning into white, your camera adding additional features to a backpack, your camera removing your eyebrows from a photograph. Any of that. Shoes don't change color. All of that. And that's going back into another case. Stop allowing these people to come into your space and completely subvert the narrative. Gatekeep reality.